If you have searched for information about Social Security checks between $1,800 and $4,200 in 2026 and found three different websites giving you three different answers about who receives which amount and why, that is because the range of Social Security benefit amounts is genuinely more layered than most explanations make it sound. Some sources describe who gets the maximum, some describe the average, some describe specific claiming scenarios without making clear which one applies to which type of recipient. And the result is that a large number of Social Security recipients are not certain where their own benefit falls within the published range or what determines that position. Today, we're going to go through the Social Security benefit range for 2026 in plain English, what determines where a recipient's payment falls within the $1,800 to $4,200 range, what the actual figures are for each category of recipient, and what specific factors move a benefit toward the higher or lower end of that range, directly from the SSA's official guidelines at ssa.gov. Hello, you are watching the daily benefits update, but before watching the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments where you are watching the video. I am Andrew, and I have spent time going through the SSA's published 2026 benefit calculation guidelines, the primary insurance amount formula, the early and delayed claiming adjustment tables, and the published maximum and average benefit figures for retirement, SSDI, and survivor benefit recipients. Everything here comes directly from SSA.gov and the SSA's officially published 2026 benefit data. Before we get into this, if you find this kind of plain language explanation of Social Security benefit rules useful, subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, this channel covers one benefit topic in the same straightforward format with no pressure and no alarm. Now, let us get into exactly what determines where a Social Security benefit falls within the 2026 payment range and which factors move a recipient toward the higher or lower end of that range. The most common misunderstanding about the Social Security benefit range is that your benefit amount is primarily determined by your age, that older recipients receive higher payments and younger recipients receive lower ones, or that there is a standard amount that everyone receives once they reach a certain age. This misunderstanding is completely understandable because age does play a role in the benefit calculation. Specifically, the age at which you claim affects the monthly amount you receive. But age is only one of three factors. The other two are your lifetime earnings record and the age at which you first become eligible based on your birth year. But here is how it actually works. Social Security retirement benefits are calculated using a formula that starts with your earnings record, specifically your highest 35 years of indexed earnings, and converts that into a monthly benefit amount called your primary insurance amount, or PIA. That PIA is then adjusted upward or downward depending on whether you claim before, at, or after your full retirement age. The result of those two factors, your earnings history and your claiming age, determines where your benefit falls within the published payment range. Recipients at the high end of the range had both high lifetime earnings and either claimed at full retirement age or delayed their claim past it. Recipients at the lower end had more modest earnings, claimed early, or both. We are going to go through exactly how each factor works. To make this concrete, let me use an example. Consider someone like Walter. Walter is 66 years old, lives in Tucson, Arizona, and worked for 38 years as a commercial electrician before retiring at his full retirement age of 67. He had consistent earnings throughout his career, with annual income ranging from $48,000 to $74,000 in his later working years. When Walter saw coverage about Social Security checks ranging from $1,800 to $4,200 in 2026, he assumed the $4,200 figure applied only to people who had earned far more than he did, executives, professionals, or people with unusually high career earnings, and he believed his benefit would be near the lower end of the published range. Here is what was actually happening in Walter's situation. His 38 years of consistent covered earnings, combined with his decision to claim at full retirement age rather than early, placed his calculated benefit at $2,847 per month, well within the middle to upper portion of the range, not near the bottom. The maximum benefit of $4,847 $2,818 per month applies to recipients who not only had maximum taxable earnings for 35 or more years, but also claimed at exactly full retirement age or delayed past it. Walter's benefit was not at the maximum, but it was also not at the low end. His earnings history and his claiming age together positioned him solidly in the middle range. This is not unusual. Many recipients assume their benefit will be lower than it actually is because they do not understand how the PIA formula gives proportionally higher credit to lower to middle earnings, meaning moderate career earners often receive benefits that are a larger fraction of their working income than high earners receive. How the Social Security benefit formula determines your position in the range. Let us start with the foundation. According to SSA.gov, the Social Security retirement benefit formula begins with your average indexed monthly earnings, commonly called AIME, which is calculated by taking your highest 35 years of covered earnings, adjusting them for wage inflation, using an indexing factor, adding them together, and dividing by 420 months. The resulting figure is your AIME. The SSA then applies a formula called the primary insurance amount formula to your AIME. This formula uses specific percentages applied to different portions of your AIME called Ben points to produce your PIA. In 2026, the first $1,174 of AIME is multiplied by 90%. The portion between $1,174 and $7,078 is multiplied by 32%. Any AIME above $7,078 is multiplied by 15%. The results are added together to produce the PIA, which is the benefit amount you receive if you claim exactly at your full retirement age. You might be wondering, what does this formula mean for someone with average earnings versus maximum earnings? The answer is that the formula deliberately gives a higher replacement rate to lower and moderate earners. A recipient with an AIME of $2,000 per month receives approximately 90% of the first $1,174 plus 32% of the remaining $826, resulting in a PIA of about $1,321 per month. A recipient with an AIME of $7,000 per month, representing much higher lifetime earnings, receives a PIA of approximately $2,840 per month. The higher earner receives a larger absolute dollar amount, but a smaller percentage of their pre-retirement income. How claiming age moves your benefit up or down within the range. Now that we understand how the PIA formula sets a baseline, we can look at how claiming age adjusts that baseline upward or downward. According to SSA.gov, claiming before full retirement age permanently reduces the monthly benefit. Claiming after full retirement age permanently increases it through what are called delayed retirement credits. This next part is where it gets more specific. The reduction for early claiming is approximately 5 to 6.67% per year for the first 3 years before full retirement age, and approximately 5% per year for additional years. A recipient whose full retirement age is 67, who claims at 62, the earliest possible age, receives approximately 70% of their PIA as a permanent monthly reduction. On a PIA of $2,000, that means a monthly benefit of approximately $1,400. On a PIA of $3,000, it means approximately $2,100. Early claiming compresses both ends of the range downward. Delayed retirement credits, on the other hand, increase the benefit by 8% per year for each year of delay past full retirement age up to age 70. A recipient who delays from 67 to 70 receives 124% of their PIA on a PIA of $3,240, which is what produces the 2026 maximum benefit of $4,018 at full retirement age. Delaying to 70 would produce a benefit exceeding $4,018, which is why the published maximum is referenced at full retirement age rather than at 70. The maximum benefit at age 70 in 2026 is higher than $4,018 for recipients with maximum earnings histories who delay past full retirement age. This applies in most cases. The exception involves survivor benefits and certain disability benefit categories, which are calculated using a modified version of the PIA formula and are subject to different minimum and maximum rules than standard retirement benefits. In Walter's situation specifically, his PIA, based on his earnings history, was approximately $2,847 before any adjustment. Because he claimed at exactly his full retirement age of 67, his monthly benefit equals his PIA, $2,847. $1,067. Had he claimed at 62, his benefit would have been approximately $1,993. Had he delayed to 70, it would have been approximately $3,530. His decision to claim at full retirement age placed him squarely in the middle of the published benefit range. What the $1,800 to $4,200 range actually represents in 2026. And finally, this is the piece that ties everything together. The $1,800 to $4,200 range referenced in 2026 Social Security coverage represents the approximate spread between common benefit levels among working age retirees who claimed at or near full retirement age. The lower end of approximately $1,800 represents recipients with moderate earnings histories who claimed at or slightly before full retirement age. The upper end of approximately $4,018, which rounds to $4,200 in some coverage, represents the official maximum benefit for a worker who had maximum taxable earnings for 35 or more years and claimed at full retirement age. According to SSA.gov, the maximum monthly Social Security retirement benefit for a worker claiming at full retirement age in 2026 is $4,018. The average monthly benefit paid to all retired workers is approximately $1,976. The minimum benefit for recipients with at least 10 years of covered work, called the special minimum benefit, operates under a separate formula and in 2026 is approximately $1,023 per month for recipients with 30 years of coverage. Recipients with fewer years of coverage receive a proportionally lower special minimum. You might be wondering, if I am already receiving Social Security, how do I find out exactly where my benefit falls within this range and what it would have been if I had claimed at a different age? The answer is that your My Social Security account at ssa.gov shows your current monthly benefit amount. It also shows your earnings record, which allows you to see the history that produced your PIA. The SSA's online retirement estimator tool allows you to model what your benefit would be at different claiming ages based on your actual earnings record. One thing worth understanding about how the benefit range connects to Medicare is that recipients whose Social Security benefit is near the upper end of the range are more likely to be subject to IRMAA Medicare premium surcharges because IRMAA is based on total income. And your cow and higher Social Security benefits combined with other retirement income are more likely to push total income above the IRMAA thresholds in full. Recipients whose benefits are in the lower portion of the range and who have limited other income are less likely to face surcharges. This is not a warning, just something worth knowing so you have the complete picture. Before we finish, let me answer three questions that come up most often about the 2026 Social Security benefit range. Question one, I am currently receiving $1,600 per month. Does that mean I claimed too early? Answer, not necessarily. A benefit of $1,600 per month could reflect an early claim, a moderate earnings history at full retirement age, or a combination of the two. Your My Social Security account shows your current benefit amount alongside your earnings record, which lets you see what your PIA would have been at full retirement age. If your current benefit is below your PIA you claimed before full retirement age, if it matches your PIA you claimed at full retirement age. Question two, can my Social Security benefit increase after I have already started receiving it? Answer, yes, in two ways. The annual COLA adjustment increases all benefits each January by the same percentage. And if you continue working and your current year earnings are among your highest 35, the SSA automatically recalculates your benefit upward to reflect the updated earnings record. This recalculation happens annually, and any increase takes effect in the following year's payments. Question three, is the $4,018 maximum benefit available to everyone or only to people who earned very high incomes? Answer, the $4,018 maximum is available only to recipients who had earnings at or near the maximum taxable earnings limit, which in 2026 is $176,100 for at least 35 years, and who claimed at exactly full retirement age. Most recipients do not qualify for the maximum because most workers do not have maximum taxable earnings for 35 consecutive years. The average benefit of approximately $1,976 reflects what recipients with typical career earnings actually receive. Everything we covered today applies generally, but your specific earnings history claiming age and birth year may have details that change where your benefit falls within the 2026 payment range. The most reliable way to get your exact answer is sa.gov, where your My Social Security account shows your current benefit amount, your earnings record, and the retirement estimator tool that lets you model benefits at different claiming ages. For questions about your specific PIA calculation, call the SSA and ask a representative to walk through your benefit calculation. For Medicare premium questions related to your benefit level, Medicare.gov and 1800 Medicare are the appropriate contacts. For free in-person benefits guidance, the Elder Care Locator can connect you with a local counselor. These resources are free, they are official, and they will give you answers specific to your situation, not general answers like this video does. One factual note before we finish. The SSA communicates by mail, not by phone calls, claiming your benefit is being recalculated and asking you to verify personal information to receive the updated amount, not by text saying your payment has been moved within the published range, and not by emails asking for your Social Security number to confirm your 2026 benefit level. If you receive communication like that, it is not from the SSA. You can verify any SSA communication by calling directly. I am curious, do you know which portion of the 2026 Social Security benefit range your monthly payment falls in? And do you know what the main factors were that determined that amount? Leave it in the comments. The most common questions become future videos. That is the 2026 Social Security benefit range of $1,800 to $4,200 explained, what it represents, what determines where a recipient's payment falls within it, and how the earnings formula and claiming age work together to produce each individual's benefit. And as clearly as I can put it, if something is still unclear, the comment section is open and I read every question. If this was useful, share it with someone who was not sure where their benefit falls within the published range or what moved it to that level. I am Andrew. I will see you in the next one.